You are listening to Tenali Raman Stories. Story The Enchanted Wells. Once the king decided to build wells around the kingdom. He gave the prime minister a lot of money for the same. After some time, the king went to examine and he was satisfied with the work of the minister. One day, some people came to Tenali to complain about the ministers as he had used the money for his good and built fewer wells. Tenali promised to help them and the next day told the king that some thieves had been stealing wells from the kingdom. The king was surprised, but Tenali used those villagers to substantiate his statement. When the king went on another inspection, he saw that there were some wells in the kingdom and nearby villages as shown by the minister, but the far off villages of the kingdom still had no wells. The king became very angry and he understood the truth of the enchanted wells being stolen. He punished the minister by ordering him to get 100 wells dug in the kingdom from his own money. Story The Challenge of a Priest. One day, a priest came and challenged the ministers and other courtiers present in the king's court to prove that everything was an illusion. While the Rajguru said it was written in the Shastra and they were always correct, he could not prove it. Then Tenali got up and said that while the Himalayas are the northern tip, they are in the south for those in Tibet. Similarly, while it was night in the kingdom, it would be day for some other faraway country in the world. What would be true for one would be false for another, and hence an illusion was that everyone believed in. Listening to such an explanation, the priest had no reply to give and hence was impressed with Tenali. The king rewarded Tenali once again for saving the kingdom's reputation. Story Tenali's Wit with his neighbor Gopal. Tenali's neighbor was Gopal. He was always trying to get the better of him. One day, Gopal saw a mango growing in his tree. He knocked it down, wrapped it in a cloth, and waited for Tenali to come by. When he came, he called him. "I have a riddle for you," he said. "Can you tell me what fruit is wrapped in this cloth? If you guess correctly, you may take anything from my house that you can carry out with your two hands. If you fail, I'll come to your house and carry away something." Tenali said it must be a guava. Gopal said, "No, you failed." He triumphantly uncovered the mango. As per the bet, Gopal went boldly into Raman's house, brought out a ladder and placed it against the roof. "Yes, kindly take this chest down for me," said Raman. "And I must thank you for sparing my valuables." "Sparing your valuables?" said Gopal. "What makes you think I'm going to let you keep your valuables? We had agreed that you could take away one thing that you could carry out with your own two hands," said Raman, grinning. "And you have carried the ladder." Gopal repented and was impressed with Tenali's wisdom. Story Tenali's Disciplines. Once, Tenali told his 4 disciples that they should not do anything without his permission. One day, while they were on their way to Gurukul, Tenali fell asleep in the bullock cart they were travelling in. His head rolled from side to side and suddenly his turban slipped from his head and fell onto the road. But as Tenali has told them never to do anything without his permission, none of the disciplines made a move to get down and pick it up. When Tenali woke up and was told about the loss of his turban, he was furious. "Next time anything falls off, pick it up at once," he thundered. Some time later, the bullock cart dropped its dung and 4 disciplines leaped down and picked it up. Tenali was horrified. He made a list of things that could fall off from the moving cart. Pick up any of these things if they fall, he told them, handing them the list. Don't pick up anything that is not mentioned here. Just then, cart lurched violently and Tenali was thrown headlong into a ditch. Tenali yelled to his discipline to pull him out. We can't, Guruji, said his disciples sadly. Your name is not on the list you gave us. Story: The Greedy Milkman. Once there lived a milkman named Gangadhar. He always added water to milk before selling it. His customers knew entire stories but were helpless. There was no other milkman in the locality. One day, as Gangadhar was about to start on his rounds in the morning, Tenali stood before him. Gangadhar cowered in fright. Why do you add water to milk, Gangadhar? Said Tenali. I did it to increase the quantity of milk so may make more money, said Gangadhar. Tenali gave him a can of milk identical to the one Gangadhar was carrying. I have given you another can of milk. You now have double the quantity of milk you got from your cows this morning. Gangadhar thanked Raman profusely. Picking up the can, he started walking. He took a few steps and stopped. Yes, asked Raman. Is there anything more you want? I was wondering, said Gangadhar, if you could... Yes. Do you want another can of milk? Said Raman. Kindly. No, protested Gangadhar. I am not that much greedy. Just give me another can of water. You were listening to Tenali Raman Stories. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe us. Thank you for being a Word Teller listener. I'll see you in another video. Until then, happy listening.